G'day, guys. Welcome back to Stat Chat Sports. Today's video is looking forward to week 2 of the Premier League season. We've got Tazza on board to walk us through our game of the week. If you can only tune into one game, if you're a neutral fan of the Premier League, if you can only tune into one game this week, Tazza, who do you recommend to tune into?
If you've only got one game to watch, you're watching Chelsea v Spurs at the Bridge. This has got all the makings of an early season 6-pointer. Obviously, 6-pointers probably don't come around in match week 2 of the Premier League, but if this fixture was at maybe match week 36, then we're talking about a 6-pointer. But nevertheless, it's going to be a good game. It should be a cagey game. Both teams coming off a win. Spurs 4-1 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We've got Chelsea coming off a 1-0 win at it escapes me. What is Everton's home ground?
Goodison.
Yeah, Goodison. That's it. Why did I have such a blank? Yeah. Look, Chelsea weren't super impressive, but got the job done. Spurs much more impressive after going behind, but it promises to be a pretty good game.
Have you got a tip for us? If you can pick, I mean, we have to. If you're going to pick, who would you pick?
We got to pick. Look, going back to the reverse fixture. Reverse fixture. The exact same fixture last season was played in January. Chelsea won 2-0. So I'm going to say history will repeat itself. Chelsea will win. They'll reverse their fortunes, and I think they'll get it done.
Okay. I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna go Tottenham. I think Conte gets it done. It's gonna be cagey. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be tight. I just think Tottenham have more chance of scoring goals than Chelsea does. Chelsea got the better defense, I think, than Tottenham. Tottenham's front three at the present time probably shits all over Chelsea's front three.
Yeah.
So I think that's what gets them through in the end. Conte's familiar with the ground. And in that not reverse fixture, but in that fixture last season, Conte had only sort of not long been in charge. He'd only not long brought in the players that he wanted to. And obviously at the start of this season already, we've seen Tottenham's front three really kick it off. So I think they're going to continue that on, and I think they're going to win this game. If you are fans of either team, or if you're just a neutral anyway, just let us know your picks in the comments below. Who's going to win this game? It's definitely the game of the week of this week. Not a lot of others to touch on there. So, great choice, Tazza. We're moving on to a new segment on the podcast. On our AFL podcasts, we do a segment called Bold Predictions. A little bit similar, but different. This segment's called Unpopular Opinions. You see them all the time. I feel every football fan has an opinion that everyone seems to disagree with, or a lot of people seem to disagree with. So I thought it was best time than ever to bring it up on this podcast, and we can discuss it on the channel. So Taz, we've got 2 to run through today that you and I have gone through and handpicked. This is really a segment to try and involve the listeners a little bit more. So do leave your comments below if there's any unpopular or just your opinions, I suppose, of certain things. Put them in the comments below, and in future podcasts, we'll definitely bring them up and discuss them on future podcasts. So, without further ado, Tazza, you got one to kick us off?
I do, and it's one that probably doesn't sit super well with me, but it's a good point, and it's a good talking point. Dejan Kulusevski is a better signing for Spurs than Luis Diaz is for Liverpool at this present time.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, it hurts, but I'm gonna agree with that statement. Given what we've seen so far, and look, this is obviously subject to change. Luis Diaz, at the time of signing for Liverpool, was not come in and been Liverpool's first choice. Obviously, he was playing second fiddle to Sadio Mane. He had a big impact still coming off the bench, and he started multiple games as it was, and got himself a handful of goals and assists. But Kulusevski has sort of came into Spurs last season and basically taken that number one spot on the right wing for him, and he had a really good season when he came in. So in that sense, you could argue that, or you could maybe make a case for both players. One's played more minutes, et cetera. But given that the argument that Kulusevski, or given that the opinion, should I say, was that Kulusevski has been a better signing than Luis Diaz, I think off the basis of that, you've got to agree. For me,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, as like I said, it burns me and it hurts to say it, but he has been a lot. I mean, a lot of people thought Diaz was and probably will be the best sign. Well, not the best signing, but a better signing than Kulusevski at the time. But there's a lot of water to go under the bridge. We need to see Diaz in a full-time role. And we should see that this season. So I think we just need a bit more of a sample size to really see what we're working with here.
All right, my turn. Mine is that Messi and Neymar play better at PSG without Mbappe in the team.
Yeah, 2/3 of the old MSN. Yeah, look, I probably agree. They've got the Barcelona chemistry. They're always going to have it. You don't lose that chemistry, especially when you've played that much together. So many big games and so much won for that team. But it's Mbappe. Whether PSG want to try and reap what this partnership is producing, or do they really want to go back to this three big fish in the same team? It doesn't matter because Mbappe is the boss of the team, so he will put himself in when he wants to be in. So it doesn't matter how they play because they better play better with Mbappe because he is the man. Unfortunately,
he's the man they've put all the dollars into. So yeah, that's a gamble that definitely needs to pay off for him for PSG. But yeah, look, I mean, look, we've only seen one game in Liga, and so I say we've seen it. I don't watch a lot of French football, but I'm aware of what happened. I've seen the highlights and stuff today. Neymar get a goal and 3 assists, Messi 2 goals. You could see that link up between the two come back into fruition, I suppose. And with Mbappe out the team, you've just got that one less big key player, I suppose, that's really fishing for the limelight and fishing for the goals and the spotlight for himself, really. Not necessarily, not saying that Mbappe is as a selfish player or anything like that, but you've got 3 of the best footballers in the world in the same team, all great goal scorers, great creators in their own right. There's bound to be some sort of confliction in there. So the fact that I think, if Mbappe is out, you then narrow that down to 2 and 2 players that have played together for multiple years and never seem to have that sort of rift or anything like that. I've got to put it down to an agreement here.
Yeah, too many egos in one team is never a good thing, especially when they're all packed at the front of the field. Attackers are selfish by definition. Well, they tend to be. I think most attackers will say they're not, but when they're judged on how many goals they scored, there's an element of selfishness to attackers. So when you've got 3 of the best in the world in the one team, I think 2 is fine, 3 is too many. It's a situation that can't work for me. 3, as good as it sounds, it's some of the talent's diminished when you've got all 3 in the one team.
Let us know what you think about the 2 unpopular opinions. Do you agree, disagree? Make sure you're letting us know. And also, obviously, as I mentioned before, make sure you leave your own if you've got any in the comments below, because in future podcasts, we will absolutely discuss them Tazza and I will still come up with a couple of our own, but we really want to hear a couple of out there ones from the listeners as well. So that's gonna wrap up this video. Good luck to all the teams and the supporters of teams this week in the upcoming fixtures. Hopefully the teams get some dubs. But until next time, we'll see you all then. Thanks for joining us. Ciao.